It's going. Okay, I see. It's almost going live. It's live. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is our pre-show show. Tom Williams is here. Al Hardy is here. And I'm Chance Bartels. And we're going to have a special guest today.
Oh, there they are. They're calling now.
Calling in a little early. That's all good. Let's see who it is. Is that Leonard?
It must be.
Mr. Hollywood.
Actually, it's probably just a telephone solicitor. It's a telephone solicitor. Are we going to be talking?
Is that Leonard? Yeah, he's on hold. All right. Well, then we're gonna have to shift then and play his video first. So here, let's do this. Are we live? There we are. We're on the camera now. It's going. Mute this.
When did our theme song change?
It's not our theme. This is the pre-show music. All right.
Hey, Al, do you remember that show, Charles in Charge?
I do not. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
It needs to be changed to Chance in Charge.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Chance in Charge. Yeah, there we go. I don't see me. I barely see me, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm over here. If I move over much farther, I'll be in his freaking lap, and I don't want to do that. I'll tell you what. So anyway, we're here today. We're going to have a...
We're talking about character actors in commercials. Is my mic on? Yeah, we're talking about classic commercials and people that made a living in commercials on a national level, meaning television national campaigns. And our special guest, Leonard Jackson, is going to be calling in, and he's going to tell his story. He's a working actor out in Hollywood, and he's a heck of a guy.
Yeah.
Al, why don't we start the actual program then? I'll cut my music here.
Thank you.
All right, we can do that. What time is it?
It's PodBlast time as far as I know.
PodBlast time.
Now that music sounds a little bit better than the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour, which is what I'm assuming we were listening to.
That's right.
Look, it's a frozen owl. I'm looking at. Why is it frozen?
Right.
All right, so we're here. We're live. Well, we're live on Facebook only, I should say.
And what we're going to do today is discuss classic commercials, character actors specifically, that made a living in commercials. And, you see these people's faces, you hear their voices, but you never really know their name. I seldom see interviews with the commercial actor. And let's face it, commercial actors have been springboarded into film and television. They were discovered doing commercials in many cases. We'll get into that later. But we have some video we want to show of our guest, Leonard Jackson, who has been in many big national campaigns for Subway sandwiches, AT&T, Progressive Insurance with Flow, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell his story. And he's going to call in from Hollywood.
So he wasn't Flo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, unless it's Flip Wilson. A Flip Wilson impression. The devil made me wear this dress.
Yeah, that's true.
If you slide to your right, we can see you better. There you go.
That's fine. Do people really want to see my ugly face? I don't think so.
No, they don't. We took a poll and everyone said no.
All right. Well, we're going to roll some video of some of Leonard's greatest hits on television as we prepare to talk with him, so you guys will understand who he is, and you'll see that you've seen him on your television set.
Let's do this. Go ahead, Al.
This new AT&T 4G LTE is fast.
Did you guys hear that Chapman rolled his ankle? It's done. Get out there.
So 12 seconds ago.
Do you guys know how to post videos to Facebook? Do you guys know how to post videos to Facebook?
Did you guys hear someone stole
The other team's mascot? So 27 seconds ago.
Stay a step ahead with 4G LTE, with speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'll take care of this.
This new AT&T 4G LTE is fast.
Hey, 2 tickets just opened up on the 50.
Yep, about to go pick him up from will call.
So 46 seconds ago.
Did you guys hear that Chapman rolled his ankle? It's done. Get out there.
So 12 seconds ago.
Do you guys know how to post videos to Facebook? Do you guys know how to post videos to Facebook?
Did you guys hear someone stole
The other team's mascot? So 27 seconds ago.
Okay, who gets occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, or bloating? Get ahead of it. One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap a day helps defend against digestive issues with 3 strains of good bacteria.
Hit me.
You don't have Verizon Wireless.
Oh, it's this new thing. They're letting people test drive them for a month.
You guys never let me do that.
Rick, it's not what you think.
I think you're not as reliable.
A prop's gotta look real. Take this piece. It's an exact match to my very own pistol, huh?
Have you lost your damn mind?
Slow your gauge.
See? You couldn't tell the difference.
Slow your gait.
Go with it.
Put down the gun.
Alas, the servant reminds us that Byron is already dead. Huzzah!
Noah, hand it over.
So you've got phone service from LUS.
Yes, I do.
Did you know that they charge extra for many of your local calls?
Wow. I wonder what else I don't know.
Enterprise is picking us up. Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
This car for the weekend looks expensive.
It's 50% off, Mom.
I'm gonna go behind here.
I'm gonna join you. I like the bet.
Nice row. I'm gonna
just upgrade your fully refundable anytime fare for $25 or less.
This is nice back here, man. You should check it out.
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Here you go, Monica.
Thank you.
It's your move.
This is so fun. I've never really played this game.
Okay, I've got Roughing the Palate on key, giving its date of beer with less flavor. Not cool. Replacing with genuine flavored, cold filtered, smooth Miller Genuine Draft. It is on. It's so very on. That on has got you going. I know, man. I like that on in you. It is so on. Oh. Hey, man. Yeah. You on out. Hey, on power. Yeah.
Hey, great work.
You know that barely enough time for me to go to the kitchen and get another cookie.
He's eating my cookies.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a good demonstration of Leonard's many talents. I love his facial expressions, his comedic timing. He's a great guy. And you know what? He's on the line.
No, he is.
Now let's go to him.
I didn't even hear the phone ring. Leonard, are you there?
Hello, Leonard.
He hung up.
No, he's there.
No.
Leonard Jackson.
Are you there, Leonard?
Did you hit the button now?
Yeah.
Ah, well, Leonard, it's good to talk to you. Even though you're not talking.
Maybe he'll call back. He was on the phone.
Well,
I told him to hold on.
Well, I guess we lost his call already. Just kind of like we lost Woody last week.
Yeah, well, he had to call back a couple of times.
Well, so Leonard's been in obviously a bunch of big national campaigns. He's going to call back. And I just think the world of him. Actually, I went to high school with Leonard at Riverwood High. He was born in Hollywood, and he lived in Atlanta from 1987 until 1996. And he got his big break on In the Heat of the Night, starring Carol O'Connor.
Yeah, Carol O'Connor.
Best known as Archie Bunker in All in the Family.
Yeah.
And so Leonard had a semi-regular role in that show, which ended in the mid-1990s, and it was shot in Georgia, in Covington, Georgia. And Leonard got started pretty early on. He's my age. Actually, he's a little bit younger than me. And he started in his 20s in acting. He's done some stand-up comedy. Yeah. And he's very personable. And there he is right there.
No, we hope that's him.
Yeah. Hey, Woody. Leonard, you here? We were talking about Woody. Hey, Leonard.
Leonard Jackson! How are you?
What's up, man? Golly, it's been 30 years since I talked to you, I think. Jeez Louise.
I know, and you have been killing it out in Hollywood. I can't wait to hear your story. By the way, our mutual friend Ryan Settles was supposed to be here, but he had some mechanical trouble with his car, so he's going to call us later. But that gives us time to talk. Man. Yeah. I was just explaining to the audience, as we call our listeners of the Nostalgic Podblast, that you've been a working actor for a long, long time. You started in the Heat of the Night with a semi-regular role. Could you tell us about that a little bit? Like, how did you get that part? How did you get that role back then?
Dude, I was auditioning like crazy in the beginning, and they kept calling me back, and they're like, we really like you, we just got to find the right role. I was like, okay, you keep calling me, I'm going to keep coming. Finally, they got me in there, and guess what they gave me?
What's that?
They gave me a role smoking crack in the back of a pickup truck, and I said, okay. I said, I'll take it.
Well, how did that do for your career? I mean, you didn't get stereotyped in that, did you?
No, I didn't think I looked like a crackhead, but hey.
No, I'm not saying that, but you didn't get stereotyped by smoking crack.
By casting people, you mean?
Yeah,
casting directors.
Yeah.
No, what's funny is they called me back to play a more less a better role, which is a student. I ended up playing a student at one of the schools. So that first role, I guess I was not, wasn't big enough to where I was distinguishable. So they brought me back, and I had a reoccurring role as one of the main characters' high school buddies. So that's when it took off, man. That's when I took off from there.
That is great.
No, it's fantastic. I started doing a lot of commercials after that, and I ended up moving back. I'm from L.A. originally, so I moved back to L.A., and since then I've done, close to 200 commercials, a bunch of TV shows, and a few movies. It's been crazy.
That's great, but primarily these days, every time I turn on the TV, I see your face and hear your voice in big national campaigns, whether it's AT&T, Subway, and you worked with quote-unquote Flo, the Progressive insurance lady in a recent spot I've seen. Now, she started...
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She was, what's funny? This is a little trivia. There's a place called the Groundlings in L.A. where a lot of people do improv, and she's a teacher there. She was, anyway. And can you believe she was my teacher at the Groundlings right when she booked that job? And she came to me and was like, hey, Leonard, I see you on TV doing commercials all the time. Well, guess what? I just booked me a TV commercial for Progressive. I was like, that's great. I had no idea it was going to turn into this juggernaut job for her. And but good for her. She's very talented.
Yeah, and I heard she's making, or it was probably more than this amount by now, but over $500,000, $600,000 a year to do those spots.
Oh, no. She's well in the seven figures now. She's got to be, God, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just for this little stuff I do, I make six figures, so she's a big deal. She's in almost every commercial. She does radio, she does print, she's got it coming from all sorts of angles.
Amen. Well, God bless her. I think those spots are, some are better than others, but I know she's got one where she's doing an Eddie Murphy thing where she's playing all of the roles in the commercial under heavy makeup and doing an Eddie Murphy Come to America type bit.
No, she's great with that. She's very talented, dude. When she was my teacher, she used to crack me up. And, I'm usually trying to crack other people up, but she had me rolling. She was funny as heck. So, yeah, no, she deserves everything she's getting, man. I just hate that she might be typecast now, It might be tough for her to get out of that. Yeah, she's Flo no matter where she goes, but she wears so much makeup for that character where she might be able to get away with, not being typecast.
Yeah, but so did Fred Gwynn as Herman Munster, and he never got away from that. But anyway, hopefully she's investing her money well. And has invested.
How old is she? Because she looks kind of old up close.
Oh no,
yeah, no. She's over 50.
Oh, okay. 50. Yeah, I figured she was because you can sort of tell.
Can you hook Al up with a date with her?
I just want her money.
Man,
I want her money.
No. Chance likes the older women. I remember in high school he dated this older woman. Yeah.
Wait. Let's talk about Chance for a minute.
Wait a minute. You're talking about Judy Lynch, the teacher, when I was a senior. That's what he's referring to.
We should kill Chance's mic and we just talk with Leonard.
That's true. We can just talk.
Chance.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you quickly how that all started. I was 18, Riverwood High School, and I was late from lunch. And she says to me, the door's shut, coming back from lunch into the class. Everyone's in the classroom but me. And so I knock on the door, and she comes to the door, and she goes, Chance, I can tell you've been drinking. Now, we can handle this two ways. Either we can go to the principal's office right now, or you come to my house Monday to talk about your book review. And so I chose the latter, of course. And when I got there, one thing led to another.
Why don't you slide over just a little bit?
And
we can see you better. We can see you better.
So this isn't about me. This is about Leonard and character actors.
Wait. So you went to her house?
I went to her house.
Oh, what happened?
We're talking legitimately about the book review on her couch, and she just all of a sudden says, Chance, what would you say if I asked you to come upstairs with me right now? And I said, let's go.
Wow.
She was 30. She was 37, and I was 18, so hormones were raging. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Bro, your co-host there, he's got to understand this. This was over 30. I remember this like yesterday. This was powerful stuff, man. He had us all sitting there, aroused. We're like blown away by this. This is awesome. This was awesome, dude. And I still remember it like yesterday. So thank you for that memory.
I'm sure. And I remember the weekend before, like, 'cause she said come on a Monday, so I was telling you and my other buddies, I think something's going to happen. And they're like, no, you're crazy. And then we even got out a Ouija board, and the Ouija board said, something's going to happen. The Ouija board said that. Now, I'm not into Ouija boards, and, religious people out there, don't judge me on that, but that's what I did. I got out a Ouija board with some buds, and all signs pointed to yes, and the board was right.
I have never had a Ouija board.
Was it any good? Was it any
Oh,
good?
gosh,
You
yeah.
don't have to get all into it.
Oh, it was good. It was real good. And she wanted to run away to Florida. She goes, I'll get a teaching job down in Florida. Why don't you come with me? No pun intended. And I said, I can't. I said, I'm living with my parents. I got family here. I can't move to Florida when I'm 18.
Is she
Anyway.
is she still alive?
Yes, she's still alive.
Is she on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm about to look her up myself.
You need to look her up and hook up with her.
Oh, well, do the math. All right. I mean, she's practically a senior citizen by now.
Whoa. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with senior citizens? I mean, come on.
Let her talk. What's up, man?
Your
All right.
fans love this, by the way. I promise
Anyway,
you they do.
back to Leonard.
No, they do love this.
What part of what part of
I'm
LA?
entertained.
I understand. What part of LA do you live in? I mean, there's many suburbs. Whereabouts?
Yeah.
You don't have to. I don't want your address. I just want to know what section of town you're in.
Yeah, no problem. I'm right outside of L.A. in a town called Stevenson Ranch, which is, I guess, the bigger city next to me is Valencia.
Okay.
It's a beautiful town. It's a great place to raise kids, you know.
Yeah.
And I got 4 kids, so I need a nice area to raise people.
What's their ages? What's their ages?
Man, I can't believe this. I got one that's going to be 21 in a week or two. I got one that's going to be 18 in June. I have a 11-year-old and I have an 8-year-old.
You got started early, didn't you?
I was 27, man. I was 27. And,
wow.
I just feel like I'll never be done raising kids. It seems like it's taking forever for these knuckleheads to get out of my house.
Now what do you do when you're not acting in commercials and you're not? Because all actors, it seems like,
have other jobs.
Well, especially in L.A. or New York, it seems like they have all these. Even Atlanta, some great actors, they have secondary jobs.
Yeah, but
Listen, man.
Is California going to open back up soon or what?
Wait, he didn't answer my question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's a great question. No, but all right. So as far as opening back up, I hope so because it's been dead. So yeah, I hope they open up soon. But as far as what else would I do? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I also have a podcast. It's called You just go to No Half Stepping with Leonard Jackson. But if you go to nohalfstepping.com or just look for No Half Stepping with Leonard Jackson, a lot of really good stuff on there.
Good.
But what I own a pretty nice sized transportation logistics company.
Oh wow!
And there's actually a TV commercial airing right now that I produced that I'm starring in for my company. We're trying to we're selling an online course that we're selling to people to teach them how to become freight brokers in the transportation industry. So I just merged my 2 careers together. I'm an actor, so I acted in my own commercial for my own company.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Well, would you discuss your actor's journey, as it were? Like, what inspired you way back when we knew each other after high school? What made you want to become an actor? Didn't you start with stand-up comedy first, or did you start with acting?
Yeah, no, I did stand-up comedy when I grew up in L.A., and I started doing a little bit of acting as a kid, and then we ended up moving to Georgia, and I was like, okay, well, I guess that's over. But then, when I graduated from Riverwood, I started college and at Georgia State, and while I was there, that acting bug came back, so I started doing stand-up, and then I got an agent, and then they started to have me audition, and then I got on the Heat of the Night, and then they're like, dude, you need to go back to L.A., you're really good, so I moved back to L.A. and started doing stand-up more out here, and then I ended up just doing a bunch of commercials, man. The commercials just took over my life, and then I got married, had kids, so I couldn't do the stand-up so much anymore, which is kind of a bummer. But I got real busy, man. I started making a lot of money with the commercials, and just been doing that, and I'm trying to start focusing a little bit more on doing a little bit more TV and film once things open back up.
Good for you, man. Like I said, I see you on TV all the time. And yes, we've talked about Flow, but could you describe, was that a day shoot, or how long were you on that set doing that commercial with Flo, the progressive lady?
I was on there for one day. It was one day. And you know what's funny about that commercial? Let me just tell you a little bit of story about that commercial. So the audition, I had to do a lot of rapid fire back and forth improv. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rapid fire back and forth with the director. And he laughed, and he was like, "This guy is funny." So we get to the set when they booked me on the job, and I get on the set, and dude, you saw the commercial. I don't say anything. They cut all my lines out. So I was like, golly, that must have sucked. But it started raining too. It started raining. That was the problem, I think. It started raining, so we had to just hurry up and get the shot. And I think that's what killed it. But it was a lot of fun. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I made a lot of money on that one. So, it's been great. Speaking
of money, do you get residuals? I mean, there's a lot of working actors watching this right now that are trying to achieve the level that you've achieved, including me. I started doing extra work here in Atlanta, and I've never hit the level you did. And I'd like to know, you're probably, of course, you're union, right? You're a member of Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA?
Absolutely.
You have to be, don't you, in Hollywood?
Yeah, I wrote a book, actually, How to Become a Successful Commercial Actor. It's on Amazon, but I tell everybody just go to my website, leonardjackson.com, leonardjackson.com, and click on Get Into Commercials. Get Into Commercials. Just click on that button. And there's not only a book, but there's a whole system for success. I did an action guide. I did an audio component to it. It's CDs, but obviously time is advanced. I need to convert it to downloadable stuff, but right now it's a CD set. But if you want to just get the book gives you so much information. You know, in that book, I interviewed casting directors, I interviewed agents, I interviewed other actors, and obviously I took my experience about my successes and failures. It takes 2 years off the learning curve. Everyone who's gotten the book is thanked me profusely, so it's a really good read.
Very good, Leonard. And do you have a mentoring program, or do you do any acting teaching, any coaching or anything like that?
Great question. I started to do coaching and teaching, but it's just the time it takes is just overwhelming. So that's why I put together the action guide. But I also put my email out there, so if anybody has any questions, like, hey, I had an audition, and the director did this, did that, what do you think I should do next time? That type of stuff, I'm happy to respond to any emails, lj@leonardjackson.com. But I usually just reserve that for people who actually read the book, because a lot of those answers may be covered in the book. But anything, if they still have questions after reading the book, 100% I'm available via email.
Awesome. When you moved to LA, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. Way back when, in 1996, did you get an agent right away, or did it take you a while to find an agent?
Yeah, man. I had a buddy that was out here before I moved back to LA. I had a buddy that was out here, and I flew to LA a couple times trying to get an agent first. So I had a few interviews. I would just set up the interviews, and go out there. And then finally, when I booked an agent, I was like, cool. All right, now let me just quit my job and pack my car up and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I came out shortly after that, and right away, man, I started auditioning right away. I mean, I just hit the ground running. And shortly after that, I ended up booking some stuff, and it's been, the rest is history.
But you had to have had, like with all other actors, and I'm not trying to make yours sound like a Cinderella story of acting, because basically you go through a lot of auditions, and did you start thinking like, man, was this a mistake or what? Because I'm not getting any gigs. What's going on?
I never had that.
Good.
I just always had a positive attitude. But yeah, I will say this. There's times where I'm like, dude, I remember telling my buddy, he wrote Shark Tales, he wrote Freddy vs. Jay. He's a pretty big director. His name is Damien. He's a good friend of mine. I came to his house once after driving through traffic from an audition. I said, man, I can't do this audition and stuff anymore, man. It's killing me. And he said, you need to embrace those, man. I don't know why that really hit me so hard, but he's like, you need to embrace these opportunities, because these are opportunities and a lot of people don't get these, and you need to be excited to even have an audition. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought about it that way. So ever since then, I've embraced it. But yeah, you get discouraged, dude. Oh my gosh, you get discouraged. I get bummed. To this day, I have an audition and I walk out and I'm like, dang, man, that wasn't so good. Or sometimes I walk out thinking I killed it and I don't get a call, and I'm like depressed for like a day or two. Like, it really hurts. But you know, you gotta have thick skin in this business, man.
Yeah,
and
you
it took
do.
me. And let me just say this. This is important. Don't think, you know, I'll do anywhere from 4 to 8 a year, I guess, book. But I'll go to, golly, 50, 60 auditions, man. I mean, it's a lot of auditions. That's the job. The auditioning is the job.
In-person auditions, Leonard, or is it electronic with the advancement of technology? Are you pretty much going in person?
Right now, they're all, you know,
Zoom.
None
right?
of them are in person right now.
Because of
they're all
COVID-19.
virtual right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's not that many right now either, by the way. So
No, there can't be. Unless you live in Atlanta, because that seems like that's where everything's shot these days. Is here in Atlanta, at Tyler Perry Studios or Pinewood or some of the other studios around here. And that bubble's bound to burst at any time, because it did in Wilmington. And so
they're actually going back to Wilmington too.
Yeah,
They're doing a lot of stuff.
But it burst at Wilmington. I don't know what it was because of the tax incentives.
It was the taxes.
Was it?
They cut the taxes.
Eventually that's going to catch up to the entertainment industry here, and it will burst, and then everything will go brrr, and then it'll go somewhere else, and then it might come back just like it's going back to Wilmington, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the funny thing I find about it is it seems like a lot of people that shoot in L.A. are here shooting, and they'll bring their people with them, and they'll have to use some Atlanteans or Atlanta crew. But if you look at all the staff and the crew, a lot of them are LA folks that have now either moved here or migrated.
Well, I mean, I have some friends at work. It's like my friend Eric. He, he does quite well. He's a video.
Yeah.
You know what do they call it? He controls the video shoots.
He's video assist.
Video assist, and he does real well. He's busy all the time.
Is that like doing the dailies in the old days?
Yes.
I got you. Where they show the actors the scene.
Right.
In other words, if the director says, I want to see scene so and so, it's up to him to go back and get that scene.
Right. And those are the type of people that they typically don't bring in from LA.
Yeah.
It's usually the continuity people, the DPs, the gappers, some of the lighting guys.
Well, they're going to bring their own DP usually.
And
director of photography.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to Leonard, I mean, how many roles, if any, have you had to come back to Atlanta for? Has there been any in your past couple of years, or is it all strictly LA stuff?
No, I haven't had to go out there yet. But I'm not opposed to it. But I will say this: I've considered moving back out there. But a lot of people who move to Georgia, they love the fact that the home prices are a lot cheaper than they are in LA.
Of course,
the cost of living is a lot cheaper. But I'm gonna be honest, I miss all you guys, and I had the greatest time when I lived in Georgia. But man, I do not miss that weather, and the weather's not that bad out there. I'm just spoiled out here.
Well, it's almost 70 here today.
Well, that's rare, dude.
No.
No, I mean, it starts getting warm in March and April. It starts getting warmer in March and April.
Well, you're talking about humidity.
No. Yeah. I'm just spoiled because it's like literally every day is like perfect weather. It's crazy.
Well, California does have great weather. I know that because I've been out there, but it does have good weather.
I personally like San Diego or San Diego's the best.
San Diego's amazing. San Diego's amazing.
It's nice.
But no, man, listen, if I were out there, I'd have a good time. I had a great time when I lived there. It was just, I got a lot of friends out there still. Whenever I come back to visit, which will be sooner than later, I'll definitely come by and say hello. But I have the best time whenever I come back out there. But as far as the business goes, you know what, man? I think you guys are right. I think it might be a bubble thing because it seems like LA, it always kind of tends to come back here.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if it's because of the weather. I don't know if it's because of the beaches. I don't know what it is, but it seems to tend to find its way back here. But
well, movies have been in Hollywood forever.
Well, it just seems like it's cheaper. Obviously, it's cheaper here, but it's kind of like with the CGI and everything. You know, even today's movies, like Coming to America 2, was shot here. Well, how much of it was shot here? I don't know. They shot a lot of it at Tyler Perry Studios with the big sound stages, and there's certainly big sound stages there. But a lot of the outdoor scenes and whatnot, you know, they might have shot some of it in LA, they might have shot some of it in Carolina. You just don't know.
Right.
But the majority of it, for the tax incentive, was shot here. So, you know,
30% tax incentive.
There you go. So.
Well, you know, and most of the big roles are still cast out of LA, New York, and even Chicago, except for Tyler Perry. He's given some big breaks in terms of recurring roles and big roles right here in Atlanta. That's the exception. But you're right, most of the crew are here, but the talent like Leonard, they're still casting where he's at. So he's in a great place out there in California.
Yeah, I wasn't saying he wasn't.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm just clarifying for the layman in the audience today.
Yeah, no, Atlanta's great though, man. I got a lot of friends that went out there to work. Some of them didn't do so hot, to be honest with you, but some are doing quite well. So yeah, this is hopping out there, no question about it.
I want to see you, Leonard, as like a recurring commercial actor, and then I want to see you on the big screen. And I'm so happy that the theaters are starting to open up, as Al talked about earlier in New York and in California. They're loosening some of the restrictions because there's nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. But, like, you know, I want you to be a regular. You know what I'm saying? I just wish you all the best because you are a nice person. You have an infectious, positive attitude. You always have. And I just love you, man. I love you like a brother. You're a great guy, and you're a hell of a talent.
Well, man, I couldn't. Thank you so much for that, man. Love you guys too, and really miss you guys. And you know, I'm glad to still have you around, man. Still glad to be able to talk to you. You know, and I'm glad we kept in touch. And thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm not rapping just yet. I just wanted you to know that I do think the world of you. And you're a nice guy. And do you think you'll ever come to Atlanta? We could have a heck of a time. You know, are you going to come to Atlanta to audition or work on a project, or is that just you know, to be determined by the gods, the acting gods?
No, I'm going to be out there. I'm out there quite often, believe it or not. I have in-laws. My wife's parents are there. My wife's whole family's out there. My wife is from Atlanta. She went to Marist. She went to UGA. You know, so we go out there all the time. I'm in Atlanta maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a year, except obviously this past year because of the pandemic.
Right.
So as soon as this is all wrapped up, man, we'll be out there this summer most likely.
Oh, we got to hang out, man. That's going to be fun. We'll at least get a beer with you or something and talk in person.
For sure.
Now, you may not want to answer this, but in terms of your agency, are you with like one of the big ones like William Morris? You don't have to say which agency, but I'm sure you have a manager and a good agent. Is that the case?
Yeah, no, I got a really good agent. I've been with them since he opened up. My agent is a friend of mine. He used to be with a talent agency called Abrams Artists, which is massive out here in LA. They're one of the big ones. They're not as big as William Morris and CAA and all those, but they're pretty darn big. And so he left there and pretty much started his own thing, and he took his top people. Well, that's what he says. He took his top people. Maybe he could just take who he could get. But he took me, and we've been doing great together for the last, 15 years, 20 years, something crazy like that.
That's a long partnership. That's great.
Yeah, man, he's fantastic. We're the same age, and he's just a great guy. So yeah, and manager, I switched a few managers over the years. Some just kind of get old and tired. This new one I have, he's pretty good. I told him to start putting me out on a lot more stuff for Atlanta projects. So you might actually see me out there more than but the pandemic hit right when we started making that push. So hopefully that'll pick back up soon.
I want to see you in a Marvel movie.
A Marvel? Hey, man, I'll take it. Shoot. Hey, man, you put me in a dog food movie. I don't care. I'm ready to work, baby. I'm like Morgan Freeman and Sam Jackson. I do every goddamn thing.
Oh, good. Hey, I got some music for you, Leonard. I want to talk about something you did recently. Am I potted up, Al Hardy?
Yes.
All right, here we go. It's time for 1 hour of power prizes. Leonard Jackson, come on down. You're the first contestant on the Nostalgic Podblast. Hello, Leonard. We got a Nikon camera up for bids. Anyway, Leonard was on the actually a primetime celebrity edition of The Price is Right in January 2021 on CBS with Ludacris. Let's keep this in the background if you don't mind, just under the conversation. But Leonard was a contestant, and he actually made it all the way to the Showcase Showdown. And that's something I've always wanted to do, was be a contestant on a major game show. And Leonard, the only thing I've done was I was a paid audience member of Steve Harvey's Family Feud. That's it. But how did you wind up getting on The Price is Right? And it makes me wonder, are all these contestants actors? Or I mean, what's the story with that, Leonard, about your Price is Right experience?
First of all, I'm getting death threats from myself. Okay, that's
what do you mean?
Bad that. Because, dude, I blew it, dude. I blew everything. But anyway, except the host.
Oh.
But in all seriousness, so here's what happened with The Price is Right. The pandemic crippled everybody. You know, it crippled everybody, including The Price is Right. And so they couldn't do the whole audience thing and come on down. So guess what they ended up doing, bro? This is crazy. They started, like, putting casting notices out. Like, and, you know, when the casting notices come out, us actors get them. And I was like, I thought this was just for the regular folk. I didn't think it was for actors. So anyway, I was on I'll never forget, I was laying on my couch watching TV, and it came on my phone. I was like, okay, I'll just, you know, they said looking for families is what it was looking for families. So they said, hey, we're looking for families, you know, just submit here. So I said, okay, whatever. So I did it. It was on my phone. It took me literally 30 seconds, and I went back and never thought about it again. 2 weeks later, I get a call from The Price is Right. They're like, hey, we got your submission. We'd love to audition your family. I was like, oh, okay. So on Zoom, I had my wife, my oldest boys, and, you know, we just got up there and like, yeah, hey, you know, I love The Price is Right. This is a great show, whatever, you know. You had to act like a lot of energy. So they ended up booking us for the show, and my wife and kids they were really, really, really excited. So we get to the studio, they COVID tested us, and, you know, so then we had to come back the next day after we were clear, and we get on the set. Okay, be ready. They're going to, 9 are going to play, so just be ready. They're going to call your name. Be ready. And they call this family. They call that family. They call this family. They call that family. They call this family. And we're like, what the hell is going on? So finally the show was over. They never called us, and they came up to us afterwards, and they said, hey, sorry you guys didn't get on. You know, here's $300, blah, blah, blah. And right before we walked out the door, they said, but can we get Leonard to come back to the primetime episode with Ludacris? And
wow,
my kids and my wife looked at me like, we're going to kill this mother effer. But I was like, hell yeah, I'll come back for that. So apparently what happened was they either they recognized me from, you know.
Did we lose him?
No.
Did the internet go down?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Leonard, if you can hear us, we lost the signal. I don't know if you'd call back or... Well, that Price is Right special is on Paramount Plus, the brand new streaming service. If you look up Price is Right, you'll see Ludacris. It's very easy to find amongst all the episodes. You've got to see how Leonard performed on the primetime Price is Right special on CBS. But look for Ludacris's name, and it's by itself because you see like the Monday through Friday. And by the way, he had teased on his Facebook. I'm, of course, Facebook friends with Leonard. He posted that picture of his family all wearing their Price is Right price tags. And so I was confused, too. I'm like, well, is the whole family going to go on? It was him, his wife, and his kids, some of his kids, all there on set backstage.
Wow.
And I thought, what's going on? And then he had teased because I guess he signed a non-disclosure agreement. And he couldn't, talk about what happened. But he said, just tune in. It's going to air in January. I don't know when. Here's the thing. The director of Price is Right is Adam.
Now they are.
Are we live on Facebook yet?
Yes.
Tom.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain to our live viewers what just happened, please?
Well, I guess if anyone out there is watching, still,
It's spelled COMCAST.
That spells Xfinity Comcast.
They're so great they had to rebrand their whole company name to Xfinity from Comcast.
You know, it's funny because I just redid my modem the other day because my modem won't work in the house. It just works half of the house. So they gave me the same modem. They upgraded me. Right. And I thought I was getting this fancy new one that they've got out. And all of a sudden they give me the same freaking modem you got. Again, they gave me the same modem. I go, what good is this going to do?
It's a refurbished unit anyway.
Yeah. So what good is this going to do?
But we want to thank Leonard Jackson, our guest, and I apologize, Leonard, for that technical screw-up. Hopefully you'll be back again, and we'll try this another time in the near future.
Well, see, the telephone, folks, comes through the cable TV line. So it's not an AT&T line. If the internet goes out, the phone goes out.
Well, anyway, I was getting ready to explain what happened, but I got interrupted.
By him.
By this guy here.
By him. Go ahead.
So anyway, so basically the modem at Al's place took a dump. And basically we lost connectivity, etc.
Well, I called Comcast. She was actually very nice, and I said it's happened too often. It's never happened before. Yeah. Now, we didn't do a show last Sunday, so I don't know if it went out in here or not because I wasn't in here. But she did give me credit, and she ran tests on it. And blah,
she
blah,
gave
blah.
you $4 credit.
$4.12.
Woohoo!
That's almost a gallon of gas.
Anyway,
that won't even buy. That'll just barely buy you a hamburger and a drink at McDonald's.
And so anyway, and she said to reboot it every week, every Saturday.
Well, maybe they'll take care of it.
Are you going to hit record, my friend? Now that we've explained to our live viewers what just happened?
Somebody's calling.
No, nobody's calling. Somebody's at the front door, my front door. Anyway.
Is Susan home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, here's my front door. Live.
Oh, you finally got the hook back up.
Well, I did it last night. So anyway, we're going to go back live. We're going to continue, not with Leonard.
Nope.
But with the entertaining Chance Bartels.
And Tom Williams and Al Hardy. We're going to talk about classic commercials and character actors. That's the theme of this show. That's why we wanted Leonard as a guest, since he's a working actor primarily at this stage of his career. Very successful, I might add, as he said. He's making six-figure income, and he gets health benefits.
Are we going to start now?
Yes.
Or? Okay. All right.
Here, I'll clear this music.
Please.
Yes, please do.
But pod me up because I have some clips to play of classic commercials. Let me know when you're ready.
Let me know when you're counting. Counts into it or whatever.
Yeah, give us a countdown now, please.
3, 2, 1, recording.
So it was really nice talking to Leonard. We unfortunately got disconnected, but that's okay. That's the way it works sometimes in California versus the left coast and the right coast. So
and Leonard had things to do with his family today, so he had to split.
So instead of connecting back with him, we're just going to connect with ourselves. And hopefully you, the callers, Al, give them the number that's out there for the pod.
678-615-7560.
So if you have some favorite commercials or favorite character actors or even famous stars that have been in commercials that you want to talk about, please, by all means, call in. It's funny, Vincent Price did a bunch of commercials toward the end of his career for different board games and stuff.
That he did.
Matter of fact, I've got a board game at home I bought called. Remember the board game? You remember playing Hangman?
Of course.
School,
That's what Wheel of Fortune was based on.
Yeah, well, there was a board game. I think it was Milton Bradley, and I've got it at home, and it's got him on the front cover wearing a nice little Stetson kind of hat, and it's kind of cool that he lent his image and his notoriety to stuff like that. But all actors, like I was asking Leonard, sometimes you're acting, that's great, but it's not 24/7. It's not 7 days a week.
You have to have a side job.
Yeah, unless you're a Jack Nicholson or somebody of that caliber who are working constantly.
Well, the thing about it is, in the early days, he probably did odd jobs. He's probably a waiter in a restaurant or whatever.
Exactly.
Leonard owns his own company, as he said.
But a lot of actors got jobs as waiters because that way they could at least get a free meal, probably.
Well, and plus that way, it's, depending on the restaurant they're liable to run into directors and producers and casting people that they can, talk to.
We talked to Woody last time, and
Woody Wise,
and so he said the Brown Derby is still there across from Warner Brothers.
And there's
no,
one.
Not the Brown Derby, but what was the other one? Brown Derby's gone. Yeah, it's the Smokehouse. It was something across from Warner Brothers where a lot of stars go.
I don't know.
Well, there's one actually in Disney World, a Brown Derby in the Hollywoodland theme park. There's a Brown Derby, and it's pretty nice. The food's good, and they have the stars.
The original one's gone, right?
The original one's
I don't
gone.
know.
Yeah, the original one's gone. It's part of a mall.
Yeah.
It's just the bowler part. It was a Korean noodle place there for a long time. I don't know what it is now. But I ate at the Brown Derby that Chance is talking about in Florida. We had Thanksgiving dinner there one time, and it pretty much sucked.
Oh, I knew you'd be negative.
Sorry, it sucked.
In your opinion,
it really was bad.
The food, the service, or what?
The food was bad.
Did you ever have a burger from Ralph's?
Ralph's.
Isn't it Ralph's in California?
There's a grocery store called Ralph's out there.
Yeah, there is.
Ralph's. Okay, but there's what's the burger joint out there?
In-N-Out burger.
In-N-Out burger's the best.
Of
Yeah, I've
course.
eaten there several times.
Every time I go to California, I gotta have at least one In-N-Out burger. Also had a Shakey's pizza.
They have good fries.
The fries are the best.
Ah.
And they've got Bible verses on the bottom of the cup and the French fry container, etc. So
really,
that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Which I'm surprised to stay in time. The cancel culture that we all tend to live in these days tends to would cancel stuff like that out. But anyway, I digress. But
just don't tell them about it, and they will.
Yeah, exactly. So Leonard is gone, and again, our favorite commercials of character actors. You know, I liked Mr. Wimple. Mr. Wimple was the Charmin guy,
played by Dick Wilson.
Yeah, please don't squeeze a Charmin.
Oh, I got a clip of that. Hang on.
And we've also, of course, no offense to Leonard, of course, but I'm pretty much sick of seeing Flo.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. They've done their job. They saturated the airwaves to the point to where I wouldn't go with that.
You know what commercial annoys?
No offense.
You know what commercial annoys the crap out of me? I can't stand. What is if it's for an insurance company and the guy's on a motorcycle? You don't have any legs. He's just attached to the motorcycle.
Oh, that's creepy.
Really? That's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a creepy commercial. I don't like it.
It's a creepy commercial, but yet it made you remember. Now, however, you don't remember.
It's a Geico, right?
I think it's a Geico.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I don't like it.
But there's a lot of commercials out there that get a lot of airplay that you watch and I tend to just turn them off. If I see a commercial,
have you noticed a lot of commercials today use music from the 60s?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just that's because that music didn't suck, and
exactly.
You know, and it's just like a lot of these people doing these commercials weren't even around back then.
It must be cheaper in some way too.
I don't know, but you know,
am I potted up? Here's a quickie. Speaking of Dick Wilson and Don't Squeeze a Charmin, here's a commercial with a special guest star, Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet. Let's listen to this.
Finally, a robot to stop ladies from squeezing Charmin. Don't squeeze Charmin. Don't squeeze Charmin.
Charmin's doubly fluffy.
it's a mono sound.
I know.
Don't squeeze.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Squeeze Charmin. Squeeze Charmin.
Squeezack's right, Mr. Whipple.
It's doubly irresistible. Don't squeeze Charmin. Don't squeeze.
So there you have it, Dick Wilson, and he actually played the drunk on Bewitched before that campaign for Charmin toilet paper. You remember, he was always the guy at the bar slurring his words, and he got typecast for playing an alcoholic character.
It's weird to hear Robbie with a totally different voice.
I like that voice though, with that reverb. Yeah, I'm sorry that was mono sound. It was coming out of one channel. But
well, let's try not to use those.
Well, how about this one? You guys remember this one, of course, from 1984.
Very big fun. Big fluffy bun. It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef? Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. Your Wendy's kind.
And that was a blooper. Her line was not, "Where's the beef?" They used it. I read this online. Her line was, "I can't see the beef," and she said, "Where's the beef?" And I said, "Let's go with that." But that's classic. That's just an example of an actor.
That is a classic, but didn't we talk about this before?
We did. We did a Podblast 8, but the thing is, it wasn't on video, so it's not on YouTube. It was early on before we were so technologically advanced. So Yeah, but we talked about it before. But
I remember
I had
playing
too many
that
cigarette
clip.
commercials in that one.
I remember playing the clip.
It wasn't that exact clip, though. We played a variation of it where she's driving. One of the old ladies is driving in her car like a speed demon going through drive-through after drive-through saying, "Where's the beef?" But it wasn't the actual... Anyway, it wasn't that... I was aware of that, and that's why I played a different clip of that. Now, you guys will remember this next one. Mrs. Olson. Do you remember the brand?
How many? Are we going to play like
Just a few.
100 of these or what?
Listen to this. We'll do whatever that we want. Listen to this, guys.
Oh, thank you so much. I hate to be such a bother.
No bother at all.
Well, while we're all waiting, I'll make some coffee.
Don't you think she's got enough trouble?
I wish I could make coffee he likes.
Volume's low on this.
I find you have to start with the right coffee. So I always use Folgers.
All coffee's the same, Mrs. Olson.
Oh, no. Different coffees taste different. And I think Folgers tastes best.
Why is Folgers so different?
It's specially blended.
Joe ought to like this.
It's blended with Donnie's ashes from the Big Lebowski.
Try some.
Hey, that great smell coming from your coffee pot?
Uh-huh.
That's good coffee. There's one more problem.
Oh.
We're going to have to get a bigger pot.
And so that actor who just said that, that's Stephen Collins, who went, this was the early 1970s commercial. He went on to be in Star Trek The Motion Picture as Will Decker, the Three Stooges reunion movie, and of course Seventh Heaven, a long-running dramedy show with Catherine Hicks as co-star.
Let's not sit here and play commercials back to back. I don't want to talk. We can talk. I don't want to play commercials back to back to back. Let's not do that.
Well, anyway, these commercials,
butthole.
These commercials are part of everyone's past, and they don't make commercials good like that anymore. Even the Super Bowl commercials.
Well, there are good commercials today. Don't get me wrong. The technology's changed, but there's some clever commercials out there. But I like commercials that run 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And some of the most clever commercials. One of the most clever commercials I've seen is for Reese's peanut butter cup. They're 15 seconds and they're funny.
No.
The one for Halloween was funny. The one for Easter is funny. I mean, they're just funny commercials. You've seen them before.
No, I don't.
Oh, yes, you have.
I've seen that
You've
one.
heard of Reese's before.
Of course I have.
You've seen those. You watch enough television, but they're funny commercials. And that's like, you watch commercials when you're streaming a lot of times. And most of those commercials are 15 seconds. Because they'll run maybe 3 or 4 15-second commercials. And I can tolerate 15 seconds, but, a minute commercial, I'm not too crazy about.
With the advent of the DVR and with streaming, you don't need commercials anymore. But Al, I have a game for you.
What?
Here's a game I want you to play. I was going to play some clips so that you could actually be schooled on some of these, so you weren't just going in blind. But these are pretty obvious. These are pretty obvious. Okay, name the product in these taglines from famous television commercials. Number 1, they're great.
Well, that's
a Kellogg.
That's Frosted.
What is it?
Frosted Flakes.
Oh, don't let him answer this. Al's got to answer this. I want to test his knowledge. It is Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Al, here's another one. Don't squeeze the blank.
Charmin.
There you go. It gets a little bit harder. There's only a few more. All right. The quicker picker-upper.
That's Bounty.
Very good. Bounty paper towels.
You watch your commercials.
They're two mints in one.
Certs.
Very good. Certs breath mints, which were banned in 2018, by the way, because of the Retsin by the U.S. Congress. The Fresh Maker.
I don't know that one.
The Fresh Maker.
Do you remember those commercials? The Fresh Maker.
No.
I'll give you a hint. It's a candy.
No, I'm not.
Mentos. All right, Mentos, which is a European minty, chewy kind of candy. All right, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
That is...
It's like we need a buzzer.
All right, I'll give you a hint. It's a margarine. A brand of margarine.
It's not Blue Bonnet.
Just let me know when you give up.
Well, it's not Blue Bonnet. It's
chiffon.
Chiffon.
I'll let you off the hook. All right, here's another one. I only got a couple more. I dare you to knock it off. Name the product. I dare you to knock it off. Robert Conrad from Wild Wild West was the endorser of that product.
You know that one, Tom?
No.
I'm not sure for that.
Do you remember with the battery? You know what I'm talking about, though. There's a battery on this dude's shoulder, and he goes, come on, I dare you to knock it off.
Not Duracell, is it?
It was Eveready.
Eveready.
Eveready
Okay.
batteries.
Yeah.
And then finally, I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
That's Pepto-Bismol.
Nope.
No, Alka-Seltzer.
Ding, 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 ding. Al Hardy, you're correct.
Yeah, that's Alka-Seltzer.
So that's our little quiz.
But no, there's, I mean, like I said, you watch commercials because they're there, and I don't tape everything like he does. I'll sit there, it doesn't bother me. If a commercial comes on, I'll get up and get something to eat.
So do you sit there and watch the commercials?
No, I used to, but
or
not
do you
anymore.
fast forward through them?
I fast forward through them all the time.
Okay, all right.
And we got a list here of some famous characters from big national commercials. Do you guys remember Josephine the plumber for Comet Cleanser? I don't.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How about, and I have a clip of this, but Madge the manicurist for Palmolive.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? You're soaking in it. What? Like the lady would be soaking her hands in the Palmolive, and she'd freak out. Let's see here.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
It was kind of a weird campaign, but that lady made a killing doing that. And then, we got this one out. Listen to this. You'll know this one. This is a more recent one. Is this in stereo?
Yeah, but the volume's still low on them.
What's the product? Let me know when you figure it out.
You would have to fight off the strong urge to thank him.
The most interesting man in the world. Hint, hint, hint.
Dedicated to him. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink.
It's a beer commercial.
When I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
There it is, Dos Equis beer. Now that actor who played him, he actually was an extra in the original Star Trek show. Like in the core group. Yeah, like back in 1966. He was on Star Trek, the most interesting man in the world. So let's see. Well, talk to me. What other ones do you guys like that you remember that are memorable commercials with character actors or characters? And it could be an animated one. I wanted to focus on human beings since Leonard is our guest today. But, I mean, it could be like Little Caesar's Pizza Dude. Pizza, pizza. The animated. What characters stand out in your minds? Al?
Tom? I will put you on the spot.
Chance.
I've got one. Motor Mouth for Federal Express. Let's listen to a little bit of this. Listen to this.
Hey, Eunice travel plans. I need to be in New York on Monday, LA on Tuesday, New York on Wednesday, LA on Thursday, New York on Friday. Got it? Got it. So you want to work here? What really makes you think you deserve a job here?
Well, sir, I think on my feet I'm good at figures and have a sharp mind.
Excellent. Can you start on Monday?
Yes, sir, absolutely, without hesitation.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And in conclusion, Jim, Bill, Bob, Call, Fred, Low, Dork, 8 up and 10. Business is business. And as we all know, in order to get something done, you got to do something. In order to do something, we got to get to work. So let's get to work. Thank you for tuning me. Petey did a bang-up job. I'm putting you in charge of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. I know it's perfect, Peter. That's why I picked Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's perfect. Peter, may I call you Pete? Call me Pete.
I do
Is
remember
Mr.
him.
Twitter here to see you?
Tell him to wait 15 seconds.
Can you wait 15 seconds?
I'll wait 15 seconds.
Congratulations on your deal in Denver, Dave. I'm putting you down to deal with Dallas. Don, is it a deal? Do we have a deal? It's a deal. I gotta go. I got a call coming in. Hi, Doc. Just dealt with Don.
In this fast-moving, high-pressure, get-it-done-yesterday world, aren't you glad there's one company that can keep up with it all?
You got a deal. Good. I'm putting you down to deal with Dick. Dick, what's the deal with the deal? Are we dealing?
What's
We're
the
dealing.
product?
Dave, it's a deal with Don, Dork, and Dick. Dork, it's a deal with Dave, Dick, and Dave. Don, it's a Dork,
Yes.
Dick, Dave, and Doug. Gotta go, Dave. Disconnecting. Gotta go, Dick. Disconnecting. Gotta go, Dan. Disconnecting.
Federal Express. When it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight.
Boom. And Tom, read this if you'd like to contribute. Read who that gentleman was.
Well, I can't read that from here. So you go ahead.
Well, this gentleman set the Guinness Book of World Records record for fastest talking human, 120 words a minute at age 12. That's John, quote-unquote, Motormouth Machita Jr. And he turned his gift for rapid-fire speech into an award-winning turn as a business executive who had no time to waste, especially when it comes to overnight deliveries.
Well, he made the rounds on talk shows.
Was he on Johnny Carson?
Probably.
Probably. He was on. I've seen him on talk shows because he talks so
Now, is he
fast.
still around? Or if he's still around.
Let's see. I don't know.
Because if he is, I'm surprised he hasn't made a resurgence. If you know what I mean. A resurgence of... What about the Maytag repairman? You remember him?
Yep, that's a good one. That's the next one on my list. Let's talk about the Maytag repairman.
I think it's Jesse White was the first one. The first one of any memorable character actor.
And he is alive. John Moschita Jr., he was born in 1954, and he's 66 years young. Born in New York City, still with us.
Well, God bless him.
To answer your question.
Hopefully he made a ton of money and had a good agent. Like, hopefully, even better one than Leonard's got.
So the Maytag man, who played the Maytag man? Do any of you gentlemen know?
Jesse White.
There you go. You said it. And then you know who took over that role was Gordon Jump, best known as Mr. Carlson on WKRP in Cincinnati.
Correct.
Do you remember the ads with Gordon Jump? You know who Gordon Jump is, Al?
I've seen him, yeah.
You seem so enthusiastic.
I've seen him.
Jeez. So here's a little quick Maytag classic commercial with Jesse White.
Low sign. Kaczynski, McDougal, Svensson. Yeah, at ease, man.
This is the very first Maytag commercial.
To be Maytag repairman, so I'm going to give it to you straight. Maytag washers and dryers are built to last. That makes a Maytag repairman the loneliest guy in town. Look at this rugged motor, this almost indestructible pump. Take a good look, because most of you may never see the inside of one of these again.
Oh, that's great.
This is your survival kit.
And Al recently repaired his own dryer, didn't you, Al?
I did it myself, yes. Thanks to YouTube. You can learn everything on YouTube.
Except how to fix the toilet.
Oh, shut
Inside
up.
baseball, he has a busted guest toilet.
I never use that bathroom. No, it's not busted. It's just that.
Yeah, it is.
When you flush it, it just.
It's busted.
You have to manually make it refill with water. But
here we go. Here's the tagline. He's the loneliest guy in town. So that's the end of that one. Now, this guy, oh, I love this ad. This was actually a long-running campaign from 1981 to 1997. Al, remember this?
We know Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh and come in more varieties than supermarkets. But we like to make sure.
You know what? I'm going to stop this because this audio is rotten. I have a better clip of that. It's time to make the donuts. Time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts.
so far the audio is not very good on those clips. They're too low.
Well, yeah, and that's actually from CBS, so shame on them. They picked some real losers. Here's a good one. This is a really good audio clip. I pre-screened it. Here it is with...
Time to make the donut. The donut. It isn't easy owning a Dunkin' Donuts. Make the donut. Because unlike most supermarkets, we make our donuts fresh day and night.
The guys who make supermarket donuts are still in bed. Plain donuts aren't enough.
Actually, I like Krispy Kreme better.
Of course, when you make donuts this good. Of course.
Krispy Kreme is my favorite.
Of course, when you make. Of course, when you make.
And the ad skipping.
You should have brought us some.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
There is one reward. They taste so great.
Oh, put it back up. It's almost the end. It's your tagline. It's worth the trip.
It's
you got to play the
but
tagline,
it's not
guys.
worth the trip.
It's not.
It is worth the trip.
Dunkin' Donuts.
They'll do in a pinch. Now I do like Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Well,
I mean, they
me too. That's my favorite. Much better than
they
Starbucks.
have really good coffee. In fact, I bought a bag. I got the other day.
You did?
It's expensive. It's like $6, but it's good coffee. So.
And then we've got some here also that are more memorable. We played Where's the Beef, Dos Equis, and that's all for that list. And then I got a couple more here. Here's one of our favorites. Al, you must have a commercial that you like.
I don't have a favorite. No, I do not. I mean, I like old commercials.
I like this guy. This is a more modern one. Mayhem, Allstate. Let's listen.
I'm some guy you just met. You listed this midlife crisis on the internet, and 3 emails later, you trusted me with a test drive. How hard can this be? And if you don't have the right motorcycle insurance, you could be fixing this bike yourself. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
I love the Mayhem ads. Those are so creative.
You're making a lot of work for me because this audio is so low. I have to go back and listen.
You have to press a button and push a lever. Oh, poor baby.
That's the same guy that was in one of the John Wick movies. I think it was John Wick 2.
That's right.
He played the.
Actually, I like those movies.
Yeah, he was part of the.
You want to know his real name?
Guy. I don't really care.
Well, I like to educate our audience. Our audience is a very educated audience.
They're out there screaming it right now. Don't you? You don't know it.
Well, that's what we're here to do, is to entertain. He's Dean Winters, and that's the actor who plays Mayhem. And the only thing I didn't like was my mic on?
Yeah.
Is that Allstate brought in Tina Fey into it, and I thought that kind of screwed up the chemistry. I like it best when it's just Mayhem solo, Did you see the ads with Tina Fey in them?
Yeah, it was. They were still entertaining.
Yeah, but they weren't quite as good. I agree. They didn't suck.
No,
but they weren't quite as good.
Yeah, they were entertaining. They were fun. They were fun to watch. And when a commercial can be fun and full of stuff like that, I think it just adds to it. Totally.
I got a test for you guys. No cheating. Who is this actor who went on to be on a hit show in the late 1970s in this commercial? Listen to this.
Hey, Ultra Bright Toothpaste wants to proposition you.
Right here? In front of Mona Lisa?
Here's the proposition.
Who's that?
After using 1 tube of Ultra Bright, look in the mirror. If you had
had yellowing stains. You should see
one of Charlie's Angels.
ultra
Yes.
bright, rousing taste and wider looking teeth. Now that's the best proposition I've had all year. Well, almost. Wider looking teeth are just one to away.
That was Cheryl Ladd. And
Yeah.
Cheryl Teagues, another Cheryl,
Well-
did those ads in the 60s.
Well, she doesn't exactly have a recognizable voice.
I think she does because she was a singer.
Well,
I guess it depends on your ear.
It depends on who you listen to and who,
That's true.
who you're a fan of. I'm not a big fan of Charlie's Angels or any of that stuff, but that's okay. That's okay. It's just a different generation.
To each their own, right?
Yeah, to each his own.
And in this actor, you'll recognize Carol Potter, some people will, who was in Beverly Hills 90210 as Mrs. Walsh. This is from 1978. Beverly Hills 90210 came along in 1990. Listen to this.
Madge, the hands fell off this cloth.
You should be so lucky.
Oh, what'll I try for these?
Try everything and use Palmolive dishwashing liquid. It softens your hands while you do the dishes. You're soaking in it.
Dishwashing liquid?
It's Palmolive.
Mild?
More than mild. Makes heaps of suds that last. And like I said, Palmolive softens hands while you do the dishes.
Madge, I'm cuckoo over Palmolive.
That makes two of you.
Looks like your cuckoo clock out.
I have a cuckoo clock. Yes, I do.
It sounds like yours.
Yeah. They all kind of sound the same.
Yeah, they do. Well, they all. It's because they're cuckoo.
I never met a cuckoo clock I didn't like.
Of course, I like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The best.
Oh, I got to find that. That's a good one. Wow. That's a good one.
Whenever you're messing up, that's loud.
It's a piece of paper.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about me.
No, I'm talking about his piece of paper that he's...
He's ripping up some paper. Sounds like formerly nicotine-stained finger guy.
Rush Limbaugh, yes.
My friends, it is I from the great beyond, Rush Limbaugh. One arm tied behind my back, just to make it fair. Well, I got a couple one more things. I guess we'll wrap on some of these commercials, because Al, I can tell you're not into it, and you're writing little notes, and you're checked out already, as usual. So let's find, let's see. Make sure I got this.
So you got one more thing?
Yes, sir.
And what could that be?
Well, actually, it's something that I'd like you to speak about. Movie theaters have actually reopened in New York, and didn't you tell me in California? What's the story with that?
Well, California, San Francisco is open, and L.A., I think, is going to open around the 1st of April. And New York is open. They open their theaters up this week. So that's a good thing. So maybe they'll start releasing bigger movies for everybody else. Because I don't know why they wait for New York and L.A. I have no idea.
That's because that's where the lion's share of the revenue is in terms of ticket sales. They always have the big premieres in Hollywood.
Well, I did read online that AMC, they did a record-breaking business when they opened the first night. Yeah.
But after the first night?
Well, I
See
mean,
what I'm saying?
you know, that depends on when they open up new movies. You know, they'll get back. So that means that even though record breaking the first day open or whatever, that means that that people will go to the movies.
I think movie theaters will come back to a degree, but it's not to the degree it was before COVID. I don't think it can. I don't think it can come back for many years.
No, movie theaters will not go away.
No, I didn't say they were going to go away. I'm just
Right.
saying they will not. They will never be the same as they were before COVID. Because again, as I've said, and it's my opinion, Pandora's box has already been opened. People like watching it at home. I
do like watching movies down in my theater, but you know, it's. I still think people like to get out and socialize.
I don't debate that. I don't debate that. I'm just saying that if you listen to what I'm saying, the theaters, a lot of them are already closed and they will not be opening back up. But I think
all this has done is make the weaker theaters close. They weren't doing business in the first place.
Yeah, I understand. But for you to think that I will come around to your way of thinking is like me coming around to his way of thinking.
Well, that theater that you used to work at was a Carmike Cinema, 12 screens,
Yes.
and it's an AMC, and they're back open and they're doing really well.
Right.
But they're
But
only
it's a discount
open.
movie house though.
No,
it's not second run movies, but I'm saying
they only have $5 before 6. But right now they're just open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Correct.
And then when film companies release more and more movies, then they'll open up.
I'm just saying. Bottom line is, I don't think it'll be like it was. That's all. Yes, theaters will still be there. Yes, they'll be open.
I hope so.
But I just don't think.
Just don't be doom and gloom.
Well,
We're not being doom and gloom.
No,
No, we're just having a discussion. My thing is, the entire family. Okay, the entire family can stream for a whole month, a whole library of film specials, TV shows for less than the cost of one movie ticket, and be safe while doing it.
But if you're single like me, it doesn't make any sense to pay $20 to stream a movie at home. It doesn't.
Well, I'm surprised you have that. I know you love movies, and you both have worked in movie theaters, but you have such a state-of-the-art movie theater for your home.
I just watch the stuff here,
But that's what I'm saying. Well, you're proving my point. That's what I'm saying.
But I do like to go. But there's, there's some movies out right now I wouldn't mind going to see.
In the theater?
Yes.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, all right, a lot of theaters have pivoted towards drive-ins, like our good friends at
the Sandy Springs Tap House,
the Sandy Springs Cinema and Tap House,
right?
And they've been very successful doing that. As has downtown, your favorite theater, the Plaza.
Yeah.
The Plaza Theater's done a drive-in.
Well, maybe people start, building, but the land is so expensive today. That's why drive-ins went away.
But aren't you surprised that even during this COVID thing, that there hasn't been some enterprising, some rich person saying, let me just build a drive-in.
Well, John Snyder built a drive-in
well, I'm not
in Louisiana.
I'm talking about in the Atlanta market. Now, granted, we've got
the Starlight.
We got the Starlight, but
that's not in a great section of town.
It's not in a good
Someone
section
died there, was shot to death there.
But
about 10 years ago.
But the last
people
time,
get shot every day here,
and people got shot in the movie theater in Aurora, Colorado.
Well, the last time I went there when my son was small, we went and saw one of the Ice Age movies, and I remember this was back in the film days, and the bulb they must have been using was so dim, I could barely. And it was a cartoon. Okay, cartoons.
We have
an animated feature.
Can I get a statement in?
Yes.
Can I please get a statement in? It was very dark. It was so dark, even him at his young, tender age said, "Why is it so dark?" Okay, and even he noticed it. So I'm saying I haven't been back since, and that's been a long time. And now they've converted to digital. Am I likely to go back there? Probably never. But just not just because of that, but because it's so far away, and it's kind of like, okay, do I really want to go to that part of town? So I'm saying is, why hasn't somebody somewhere who has a big piece of land or whatnot in Atlanta opened up a drive-in movie theater? I mean, even if it's just a temporary thing, I'm just surprised it hasn't happened.
Well, I know if they open a drive-in, I want a full-fledged drive-in. I don't like these pop-up drive-ins where they put up a makeshift screen,
like a Walmart does,
and get an Epson projector and sit it under
like
a tent,
a crappy Walmart does,
and then show it on the screen.
Did Walmart ever actually do that?
Yes, they did, but not in this area.
I was going to say not here, not in this area.
Well, the thing is, technology unfortunately has caught up and surpassed movie theaters. It just has in terms of cost, in terms of home theater setups. I don't think theaters are done. I wish them well.
I'm not saying they're done either. Yeah. I hope they're not done. I'm really not. I'm really saying they're not. My only point is, again, I don't think they'll come back to the way they used to. That's all. And how can you disagree with that? It may take years. I don't know. They just built one Silver Light or Silver, I forget, over by the Battery where the Braves Stadium's at. I don't even know that theater
cinema market.
Well, nothing is never the same. You're not going to be skinny like you used to be either.
Well, Tom's talking about a real movie theater, not a drive-in. Right. You're saying, they built a multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art theater, and I don't think it's ever open. I'm not sure.
They've built new screens down at what? I got you.
Why does my mic keep turning down? Am I being overbearing?
No,
okay.
No. But they opened up. They got some theaters down at Colony Square downtown.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so
do you think the Terror will ever open back up?
Yes, the Regal. They'll open it back.
You think it will?
Yeah, they showed art house products, so they'll open back up.
Yeah.
In the Atlanta area, Regal has a IMAX down at the Mall of Georgia and at the Kennesaw Town Center Mall that's been closed for months, and I hope that they.
Well, Regal said they will open up around the first week of April.
They better premiere the James Bond movie because those cars are going to be out of style. That was always one of the big.
And I did read they're going to move that back up to sooner release.
Well, they better because
since everybody's being vaccinated and and the COVID
vaccine.
People are not getting sick like they used to.
Well, here's the thing. The James Bond movies always featured a hot new car, whether it's a BMW, a Lotus. And so the car that they're going to feature is going to be 2 or 3 years old by the time they release the thing. Anyway, hopefully they'll release it. Now, a question for both you guys. Walking Dead is in its final season right now. They're airing the final episodes. Now, I worked on it from the start, and they shot it in super 16mm film, which I liked. It gave it a grainy, unearthly feel, and I thought it helped create the unreal atmosphere of the dread. Now, they've switched to digital this year, supposedly because of COVID-19. My question, gentlemen, is which is more expensive, to shoot on super 16mm film or digitally? Go.
I think 16mm would be cheaper.
I think so, too. I don't know for sure, but someone was on a panel recently saying, "Oh, I'm so glad they switched to digital. I'm so tired of the grain." Someone younger that doesn't really appreciate film.
Yeah, but you can add the grain and everything that looks like the 16mm
digitally
in post.
That's fake, though. It's cheating, but that's what
you ever seen commercials where they
You can
put the
still do
fake
it.
lines in and make it look like a scratched film?
But I'm saying you can still achieve that.
Well, I'm sad that they didn't make it all the way through the 10-year, 11-year run on Super 16. They almost made it, but they didn't. They just switched to digital.
To the average person that watches that show, they don't know the difference.
Of course.
They don't care.
But what are we, film geeks? What brought us together as friends? Film. And one more thing, WandaVision, wrap up. Did you watch the finale yet, Tom?
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to give anything away. No spoilers. What did you think, honestly?
Yeah. It was
in terms of the ending.
It was okay.
I thought it was great. I'm not going to give away any details, but a lot of haters out there judged it solely on the first 2 episodes where it looked like an old black and white sitcom. Never discount Marvel, the storytellers of Marvel Studios, because it did come full circle. Everything made sense, and it had kind of a melancholy ending. And that's all I have to say about WandaVision. I loved it, and I hope that you guys stream it on Disney Plus. Al and I watched like the first 3, and I hope Al gets into it, and we'll watch the rest.
I'm watching a series on Amazon. It deals with superheroes, but the main superhero is named Highland, and he's gone rogue. He's bad. It's 7 of them. There's 7 superheroes, but he is the ringleader, but he turns bad.
Like Chance.
I'm not bad.
And so anyway, it's really good. It's called Boys.
Because of the teacher?
It's called Boys. And
I had already forgotten about the teacher.
That's what I thought you were referring
Let's talk about the teacher some more.
Oh, we already did in segment 1.
But I've already watched season 1. And
Your mother's going, what?
I'm on season 2 now, and it's really, really good. Yeah. You should watch it.
Is it Marvel? Is it Marvel too?
It's not a Marvel, no. And some of it was shot here in Atlanta.
But it's a Marvel wannabe, probably.
Well, it deals with superheroes,
it's a Marvel wannabe.
That's not DC though, is it?
Yeah.
Seems like everything DC
No, it's
puts
an
out,
Amazon.
It just misses the mark.
Yeah, it seems like everything DC puts out is not that.
It's
great. What DC needs to do is step up to the plate and just why not just
They need
say,
to steal away the Marvel
that's
writers.
what I was going to say. They need to steal from Marvel. And they need, hey, come on over and work here. We'll give you this much money. That's what they need to do.
I'll stand by with the correction corner in a sec. I got one quick correction. Just give me a heads up so you can.
I'm ready now.
Go now.
Huh?
Go now.
Thank you.
I heard my voice in that. I'll play it again. I heard my voice more than anybody else. Let's play it again.
Play it again.
Yep, that's me. Okay, thank you.
I love it. One more time cleanly. Let's hear it a third time. Why not?
No, that's enough.
All right. Well, all right. As you know, last time in our live after show, I gave a shout out to BK on the air. And I have a correction and an apology to them because, Al, when we were on WTZA, all 3 of us on the air on 10:10 a.m. earlier last year, we did promos that I wrote that Al voiced. And I said, at last, there's a pop culture radio show in Atlanta. We're the very first pop culture radio show in Atlanta. And I didn't realize that BK on the air started in 2014. Now, they're in Cartersville. They're on WBHF 1450 AM and 100.3 FM, but they do a fantastic job. I love their show. They're on every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. And also, I want to also thank the host, Barry King, and his co-hosts. And Barry King is an award-winning host, by the way, and his talented co-host, Alan Sanders. They're both excellent, and they have sound bites from Golden Rage of TV that do mini segments within their program. And Barry King is going to be on our show. The next show we do will be with Barry King, and I'm super excited about it. And he wants to meet you gentlemen and we're going to collaborate. And I think I'd love to form an alliance with those guys. It's a great show. So shout out to BK on the Air. Since 2014, they've been talking pop culture Saturdays. I salute them.
Well, let's hope the internet doesn't go out.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you heard their show yet? I know you have, Tom. Yeah. It's really good. Have you heard it yet?
No, not yet.
Once you hear it, you'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it out.
All right, we have to wrap it up.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody.
Are we going to
for,
be back next week or the following week, Al? What do you think? In 2 weeks?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll set it up with Barry, and on the 21st, I guess we'll have him as a guest.
Sounds good.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
See y'all later. Sorry about the technical issue with Comcast. It's their fault, not ours. Thanks to Leonard Jackson.
What do you want?
And Chance's teacher.
Oh, Lord. That was funny when Leonard brought that up. All right, we're still live on Facebook.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you going to have some explaining to do with your mother?
Yeah, I know. Leonard brought up that story about Judy Lynch. That is funny. True story. But that was a long time ago. That was back in like 1990. Wow. 1990. Well, Al, I want to thank you for contacting Xfinity and getting that all straightened out.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen again.
It won't. It won't. But this is the second time in a row in terms of doing a show that happened.
No,
but
we didn't do one last week here, but so I don't know if it went out or not. My TV never goes out.
I gave you this box, and now I find out what you're using it for.
It's a doorstop.
Freaking doorstop.
But it works. It works.
It's a rigged doorstop.
See, I've got.
It does work.
Let me turn the camera around. I got that Elvis poster there.
Okay. Tom's ducking.
There it is.
There it is.
See?
Yeah, but I gave him this.
Show the little.
There it is.
What is that?
It's
What is
just
he
a
using?
box.
It's just a box?
It's a box that something came from Amazon.
Yeah.
We have some Facebook comments. Kim Ponder says, hey guys. Michael Hopkins, our friend, says hi. Paula Carter is watching. This is the second video. Guys, there's another video we did. The internet went out and we interviewed the great Leonard Jackson, who's a successful commercial television actor. Look at Al fooling with the camera shot
Well, I
there.
just had the Elvis poster there.
Oh, yeah. You can see it good. I see the delay, of course.
Yeah.
That's a delay.
Michael, I bet you liked if you're listening, the clip I had with Cheryl Ladd. I know she's a favorite of yours. Best known as Chris on Charlie's Angels. Of course, she was a singer, and she was a voice talent on Josie and the Pussycats cartoon. We're back in time live. Tom has left the room. There he goes, on camera, leaving the room.
I think he had to go pee or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Barry King, great guy. You've got to hear his show out. You will love it. I'm telling you. I know what you like. I know you really well. You will like their show. What does that mean?
Pardon. I just had a burp. That's all.
And he knows all about local radio. I talked to him for an hour the other day on the phone, and he's dying to meet you and Tom. Told him about y'all's accomplishments working at Turner. And what's up?
I'm just going to try something while you're talking.
Okay.
I'm going to rearrange these mics.
And he lives way further than I do in Cobb, so it's going to be a far drive for him. But I'm very grateful that he's willing to take time out of his busy schedule and meet with us. And he said he wants to do lunch, too. It's always good to meet a new friend, wouldn't you say, Al? Don't you like
going to
meeting
buy?
I'll buy. He could say. No, but you will like him. And I think, he knows so much about the radio business. He knows Kimmer. He worked with him in the past. And Barry King, great guy. And it's scary how much we have in common in terms of social media. Like, I'm on his Instagram and Twitter and his partner, Mr. Sanders, Twitter and Facebook. And they have a page dedicated to Gene Wilder film. You should check it out. The Wilder stuff. Let me see. It's really good. It's about Gene Wilder movies. You love Gene Wilder, don't you, Al?
Oh, yeah. I've got the producers on film.
What's your favorite Gene Wilder movie? Not trying to put you on the spot.
No, I like a lot of them. I don't know what my favorite movie is.
Because he's so
I like
many
the
good ones.
producers. I like Young Frankenstein. I liked Silver Streak, but they're on the train.
That's one of my favorites with Richard Pryor. I think that was the first time he teamed up with Richard Pryor. I like Stir Crazy.
Stir Crazy was good.
Lady in Red. You ever see that?
Uh-huh.
Kelly LeBrock.
I did.
Gene Wilder.
Well, there was a song called Lady in Red, but I forget the guy who sang it.
Was it Spandau Ballet? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Let me look that up. The song Lady in Red. I don't dare play it because we'll get hit with bots, Facebook bots. But Leonard, if you're still out there, if you see this after the fact, I'm sorry, man. We'll have you on again sometime in the near future, hopefully. Lady in Red song. I should know off the top of my head. Lady in Red. I can't sing that.
It was a hit song.
It's dancing with me. Chris DeBerg? That can't be right. Here, I'm going to play just a bar of it. There's going to be a commercial and mute this.
Don't play it.
I'm just going to play like 2 notes. 2 notes. Just to see if this is the right one. Hang on, let me, That's it. That's it. Okay, it's Chris DeBerg. B-U-R-G-H. Oh, good. Damn. He must have been a one-hit wonder. Or am I wrong about that, too?
Oh, that I don't know. I remember that song. That's all.
Michael Hopkins commented, I love Cheryl, in terms of meaning Cheryl Ladd.
Right.
And I do, too. She had a great voice, and she has a daughter in the business, too. And we were talking about that Mrs. Olsen in the Folgers ads. You know who she was married to? We talked about it on the show. You may not remember. Fritz Feld, F-E-L-D. And he was a strange little comedic actor. He's probably my size and had a little thin mustache. And he was known for doing this bit. He'd go,
oh, yeah.
And he was on Lost in Space, playing a space department store manager. And it's just a terrible script in that show. But he was on it. What are you doing over there? You doing some processing work, some post-production
just saving
work?
the audio, though.
Oh, that's cool. You're doing good. Well, I had fun today, Al. It's always nice to be with you and Tom, and Leonard was just phenomenal. And you'll recognize him. And thank you for putting his demo reel on. At the beginning of our first video, anyone still watching live, we were interrupted. Look for the first one that mentions Leonard Jackson. That's our interview with him. He's out in the Hollywood, California area. And he's a very accomplished, successful author, entrepreneur, and most importantly, an actor, a character actor, primarily in commercials, but he's done some movies and TV work as well. He was on In the Heat of the Night. That was towards the beginning of his acting career as a regular character on that program that Carol O'Connor starred in, best known as Archie Bunker in All in the Family.
All right.
All right, well, hang on. Let me, let's do one quick thing.
You just walk out of the room without saying where you're going or anything?
I went to the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Did you get
TMI,
some more?
TMI.
Did you get some more of my cookies?
Yeah, there you go. Turn down a little. There.
I wouldn't go into that bathroom anytime soon.
Oh, God. We're still live on the air, sir.
I didn't know that.
On Facebook Live.
Did you stink up the room?
Oh, please, guys. TMI. Too much information.
Yes, it was.
You know, when I go to your house, I never use the bathroom.
You should, but I got 3 of them.
I know, but I just think it's rude.
No, it's not. You gotta go.
just like
what do you want to do? Go outside with the dogs?
Oh, by the way,
I've actually gone in the woods before.
Now that's TMI.
I have woods behind my house.
I gotta recommend you run. Go ahead.
When you're working outside in the summertime, you gotta go pee. Nobody's gonna see me back there.
Do you even bother to look to see if anyone's out on the deck?
Nobody can see
me. Woods. He's got woods.
I got woods back there. Nobody can see.
There's no neighbors.
What are we playing $100,000 pyramid?
It's our sun off. It's fun. I like it.
It just feels good to pee outside.
You got something against Dick Clark? It feels good to pee outside, just flapping your meat in the breeze.
Well, I didn't say it that way, but it just feels good, you know.
By the way, I liked our little, not really debate, but talking about movie theaters. And I saw, by the way, Tom and Jerry recently. You think it would be lame?
I have no desire to see that.
That's fine. It wasn't that bad. And I just want to mention one of my the favorite cartoon character of all time, in my opinion, Droopy.
Wait. Is it a spoiler?
No, it's not a spoiler because it's a very small scene. Droopy the dog. Hello, all you happy people. Has a cameo in Tom and Jerry. That's an MGM cartoon, you know. Tom and Jerry and Droopy. And
yeah, but you know, today's cartoons are computer generated. They're not hand-drawn.
It was well done, and I'm glad that Tom and Jerry didn't talk. I was afraid they'd have them talking, unlike the classic cartoons. They don't talk. They make sounds, but they don't talk.
Well, they made sounds in the other cartoons.
Correct. And so it was consistent, and it wasn't bad at all. And the female, I think she's 24, 23 when it was shot. She looks like she's 12.
Chloe
She's from
Grace
Atlanta.
Moretz?
Yes, I didn't know she was born in Atlanta in 1997. Anyway, So there's an Atlantic connection there. But it's not bad. See that with your family. It's on HBO Max, and it's in theaters, Tom and Jerry. Al, you actually would like, don't you like Tom and Jerry cartoons?
Oh, yeah.
Are you just afraid it'll stink because you think they'll ruin it? Is that your concern?
No, I mean, I don't, it's just, what?
That's the bathroom. Oh, I thought we were back at the bathroom thing.
Stink, get it? Yeah.
Well, after you finish watching Tom and Jerry, watch her as Hit Girl.
Right.
Remember?
I've not seen that yet.
What?
I haven't. Look, take my
You've
credentials
never seen
away
Hit
as a
Girl?
pop culture expert. No, I never saw it. Not yet. I'll see
Did you
it.
see the second one?
No. She was in Amityville Horror remake too.
All right, you got to watch it.
That woman has so many credits. I couldn't believe how long she'd been in the business. I mean, tons of TV and movie work. Good stuff. Well, all right. Well, I guess we'll sign off the live. Let me see if there's any Facebook comments for you end it.
We need to go so you can get out of here.
Hey, Kim Ponder.
What?
Hey, Paula Carter. Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming back. Sorry we had an interruption. That was Xfinity's fault.
It's Chance's fault.
That's why they had to change their name, because they stink so bad at Comcast. They had to rebrand their entire company.
What? What are you pointing at?
Nothing. I was pointing at the. He said stinks. I was pointing at the bathroom again.
Are you bragging about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have Lysol Lysol spray. You want some Lysol spray?
You got some hairspray?
I don't know why I said that. I've got hair. I've got Lysol spray in there.
Is that what you've been using in your hair lately to give it that effervescent look?
Nothing wrong with my hair.
At
least I have hair.
Tom, your hair looks nice. You had a haircut recently, apparently.
Yes,
you look sharp. Your beard's trimmed up real nice.
I got my hair cut at a place called Head Rush.
Head Rush.
Head Rush.
I remember when you had a ponytail.
How much they charge for a haircut and a beard trim?
$25.
Really?
Yeah.
$25.
Yeah.
I've seen the same
That's
barber.
Outrageous. I pay $11.
I pay $20.
And you can tell.
So There's nothing wrong with my hair.
You set yourself up for that one.
A nice lady cuts my hair.
Well,
She's
there
been
you
cutting
go.
it for years.
Well,
Is she Asian?
No, why do you have to say
Describe
that?
her. What does she look like? What's she look like?
She's from Vietnam.
Well,
Okay.
here's the problem.
It's not an insult.
I've seen her. Here's the problem.
This is Gwinnett County. Okay.
Here's the problem. She's missing her left arm.
Oh,
And
nothing wrong with
so-
that.
Just kidding. I don't
That's
know.
terrible.
You're just terrible.
I'm just kidding.
I know you are. It's funny. Oh boy.
Oh, I just got.
It's the one arm. The one arm man. One arm woman.
So rude.
Well, you guys are rude to me sometimes.
Well, did the one arm hairstylist that kill Richard Kimball's wife?
Yes, that's the same person.
All right.
No.
Well, cool. Actually, you both look sharp, and it was nice to see you again. It's been a little while, and I guess we'll do this in 2 weeks. Since Al's on a kick to do this every other week, and I got to obey his wishes, right? It's his studio.
Well, it's just, it's just like,
We're abandoning the audience, the podience. It's okay. Hey, it's better than, hey, you could have said once a month, right? So, thank you for, I'll take it every other week.
Idea.
Oh, no, I shouldn't have planted that seed.
We could take a sabbatical.
No.
Why?
Look, I'm trying to push the show forward. I'm partnered doing panels with Wizard World, and I love that Barry King is interested in our show, and I'm a fan of their show big time. So, I mean, we're growing. That's all.
Folks,
growth is good.
Next time we see you there.
We got to say goodbye.
Peace out, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.
What?